All right, how we doing today, boys? We're back. It's Wednesday, trading the New York AM session, and I'll go over a bit of my bias for the day, what I'm sort of seeing, what I'm expecting, and yeah. So, first thing I noticed straight away was that London session between 2 and 5, so during that London kill zone, came down into this 1 hour fair value gap and made a move up and created a change in the state of delivery on the 1 hour time frame out of that. Okay, so when it comes to daily profiles, that indicates to me that New York AM is likely to expand in that same direction. Okay, so we might get some sort of manipulation leg. We are already inside of this 1 hourly fair value gap, but I do expect some sort of manipulation leg down before we continue up. And so my main draw on liquidity is going to be the high of the week. I sort of think we'll probably balance out 50% of this range, but this is also just a fair value gap, so we might just tap into this. I already sort of... I realistically would want to see us move a little bit lower here. Maybe somewhere around the middle more. But we are already inside of that 30-minute fair value gap, so a move up from here, that might happen. So right now I'm bullish, and I'm sort of just looking for a strong signature in price at this point that's going to indicate to me that we actually are going up. All right, boys, so I'm looking right now at potentially taking a long setup, and the reason for that is because I'll show you on NQ because MNQ chart's cooked. So this is the high of day. Just from screen time, to be honest, and it also aligns with my bias, I'm sure that this is going to be ran very soon. I think it's only a matter of time, personally. And so we did kind of inverse this, which I don't like. But if we're to get another inverse to the upside here, I've got pretty good conviction that we will end up taking these highs. So we didn't actually take this high. This wick's wrong. But that's sort of what I anticipate. So I'll enter with about 30 if we do get that close. All right, we're going for this gap. I'm in on that.
Order filled.
So I'm going to go to break even when we get to this high at 718. Which for price, that is 29.55. Yeah, so that's here. This wick is really throwing me off. So I'm actually going to sell 5 at this fair value gap. 25% of my position. This is a big 5-minute fair value gap, this whole range up here, which I think will be also filled. Hopefully I'm not too early. A lot of the time I'm often right with my bias, but I just get in a little bit earlier than I should have. So that might be something that I've done slightly wrong, but we will find out. All right, that's it there.
Order filled.
Okay, so I need to change this to 15 for my stop. So I've now got my stops at break even. I've sold off 25% of my position. And my second target is going to be the 50% mark of this 5-minute fair value gap. So I'll probably sell 10 up there. And then I'll have 5 left. That was good. I liked the momentum. I sort of had a bit of a hunch that we were going to take that draw. And I don't think that we're actually going to come back to my break-even point. I think we are going to get a fair bit of movement still from this move. It's 9:06, so we're inside of that 9 o'clock macro. And something that I really like doing is being in profit at 9:30 when market opens and having my stop loss at break even, because worst case scenario is I get stopped at break even, but best case scenario is we make a really big run, because at 9:30 when there's that huge volatility injection, we get a lot of strong movement, and that often works in your favor really well when you're already running in profit. I'm also really happy with where I got in. I think if we do get a leg down, we might like fill in this imbalance or maybe fill in this imbalance, but my stop loss is sort of in an area that seems quite protected to me. Okay, so because of trailing drawdown on Apex, I'm probably going to sell off 5 here. Yeah, I'm going to sell off 5 just there. Failed. And I'm going to do another 5 up there. Then so I've now got 10, so then I'll do another 5 up a bit higher. I also need to change my stop loss to 10. Wow, this worked out beautifully. So I'm just going to set a sell stop of 5 as well in case we do hit this. That way I can just delete that and move this one up. So my final TP is going to be all the way up here. All right, I'm going to be honest, boys. We're pretty close. I'm going to sell out another 5 there. Thing is with funded accounts is with trailing drawdown, it's just not something that I want to play with. That I'm already at a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward ratio basically, so I'm happy with taking profit a little bit early. I don't need to be exactly to the 50% tick. But this last TP, I will leave all the way to the runners up the very top. So we'll see what happens with that. That could be nuts. I did this exact thing yesterday on Apex, on my Apex account as well. And I was just in a trade when 9:30 hit, so it worked out perfectly. So hopefully I don't get stopped out at break even before 9:30. That way we might be able to get a huge run up there. All right, boys. So we got stopped out at break even. I'm glad that I decided to sell off that little bit more of my profits when I did, because we didn't end up reaching that exact 50% mark. And I also basically called the top of that entire move. So that was a bit lucky on my behalf. That was just a little bit of intuition at play, but also I think it's good to always take profits a little bit before your target, because the market likes to get really close to your targets and then reverse. So it's always good to just take profit a little bit earlier. I'm not saying to cut your position as soon as you start, getting stressed, but I just think it's always good to cut some of your position just a little bit before where you wanted to. I'm probably going to log out of the Apex account now since I'm up a bit, and this is my live PA account. Made about $800 on that trade because I scaled a little bit, but overall pretty good trade. Doing well. I'm up pretty good on the Apex account this week so far. So, and I'm going to log into my funded futures account at 9:50 to trade the 10 a.m. reversals, because that's something that I've been working on refining, because I've noticed that I trade a lot better at 10 a.m. Than earlier into the opening of the market. So yeah, if I end up finding another trade for 10 a.m, then I'll be back and I'll let you know. All right, so I'm on my funded futures account. This is just the evaluation. So that Apex trade was on a live account, and this is just on an eval. So I might be looking to take a 10 a.m. reversal trade. I've been working on a model of my own for 10 a.m. reversals, and so far we're sort of meeting my parameters. One of those parameters, it's not essential, but I do like to see that reversal get formed between 9:50 and 10:10 during that 10 a.m. macro. That's a really good time for a 10 a.m. reversal in the New York session. So what I'm seeing here, right? First of all, this was a news candle at 10. And I thought this was only an orange folder news event. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I misread it. But yeah, I didn't expect that. So if that was a red folder event, I'm very glad that I wasn't in a trade because I would have violated the rules on the account, which would have been super dumb, and I would have been really pissed off about that. So what I really want to see, because I'm still bullish, I still do think we're going to the high of the week here, but I want to see the data wicks be taken first, and also these lows down here. So we might be taking them. We might be taking the data highs first, which means that we could be going for a short position, but I don't really want to do that because my bias is still bullish. If we get a super A+ setup coming out of this, I will take a short, but it does have to be a good setup because I prefer to take longs. The only other thing I'm thinking is that if we do take the data highs first, I think that this is a super strong draw on liquidity, both of these pools. So that does give me a bit more conviction in taking a short potentially. All right, boys, so we've taken that data low. We've also taken this draw, which I also said was most likely going to happen. Finally is probably this draw down here. Has that been taken? Or is that equal lows? Nope, that's been taken. All right, I like that. So the only fair value gap here that could potentially be inversed is this one on the 2 minute, which will give a pretty good risk to reward. I'll take that because I can always just leave some runners up a bit higher. So I'll risk about 500. So 7 cons. Okay, so I'm going to do 7 cons, but if we close any higher, I'm going to go with 6.
If you can't give 100% and all you can give is 10% and you give that 10%, my friend, you gave 100%.
Damn. Respect. That was a good quote. All the comments are flaming this dude. I thought that was fucking good. Someone said, "This morning I woke up, and today I woke up this morning." Comment. Oh. 7. So it's a negative risk to reward ratio to that data high, but I'll take off 25% at the data high. So I'll take off 2. Take off 2 at the data high. I'll do another 4 up there. And then I'll do 1 as a runner. I might sell 4 at the data high. That was a good reaction. I like that a lot. We held that inversion and we got a big wick to the downside and we filled in this imbalance here. So I do like that. It's giving me a bit more conviction. Alright, so NQ just took that data high. I know it looks like it didn't take it, but MNQ is slightly wrong. NQ did take the data high, so I've taken off 4 there. I'm going to move 3 to break even. I'm going to take off 2 here and let the rest run. Damn, I'm on fire today and yesterday. I've been taking some really good trades. Okay, fuck me. Also, I just want to say as well, like I was saying before about taking profits slightly before, another thing also that you really need to be careful of is if you're trading on the micros, is making sure that you are using NQ for your analysis and not MNQ. Damn, I just saved myself there, potentially. Just moved that right before it wicked me out. Oh, fuck. Alright. Fair enough. Alright, I'm done for the day, boys. Would have liked to secure a little bit more profit, but I'm not going to complain. Alright. Thanks for watching, everybody. Had a good day today. Sniped a fair few entries. Feel like I read the market pretty well. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow again.